It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning, TGIF. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm Philip Simon.
Top of the morning, I'm Gandhi Pinder, filling in for Anastasia Palacios and letting you all know to go on Facebook and share Bahamas at Sunrise. We're streaming live, so people all around the world can watch.
Absolutely.
Phyllis-
Facebook and YouTube. Welcome back to the show, Gandhi.
Thank you. Why are you giving me a hard time about being on my phone?
No, well, no, I mean, hey.
It's for the love of sunrise.
It's for the love of sunrise.
Yeah.
Listen, for the love of sunrise, we thank you for joining us once again. It's been an interesting week. It's been an
Yeah.
interesting week, but first and foremost, let me say happy birthday to my little sister, Antonia Saunders. She is turning incredibly, I think it's 36 today. I might be wrong,
Wow.
but
My birthday is coming up
maybe
too.
maybe I have that wrong. Maybe I have that wrong. Whatever.
Well, you can't talk it. Talk some, keep some.
might have that
21,
wrong, but
forever
21,
young. That's what we're
yeah.
going to say.
Yeah.
And actually, Elaine Pinder celebrated her 36th
That's right.
birthday
I
as
spoke
well.
to your mom. Did she tell you I called and said happy birthday?
Yes, but the one thing I have a problem with is I didn't get a JA shirt.
That's done, man. That's done.
Also,
Erica, sort that out, please.
Father Simeon Roberts celebrated a birthday. Pastor Jury Thomas celebrates on the 31st. Robin Hutchison, lots of people. It's a good time to be alive.
All right. It's a really great time to be alive. But, you know, I must say, I was driving yesterday or the day before, and, you know, this school situation we have with, and we're going to talk a little bit about it this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And just to hear the young mother, 38 years old, and just the screams, you know, you know, I had to pull over and kind of compose my, even now I get a little upset about it.
Yeah.
Listen, people, man, we have a responsibility to that generation, and I don't think we're living up to it, but again, we'll talk about that a little bit more in the show. But again, it's a new day. It's a new opportunity. I like to say TGIF. We get to do it all over again.
That's
so
true.
let's give this day a chance, eh?
That's right. And, you know, we have a responsibility to humanity, to each other, to be the change that we want to see in the world, especially during this Lenten season. It calls for us to kind of step outside of ourselves, step outside of our little bubble and do more. Maybe it's time for you to step up and be a mentor. Maybe it's time for you to visit someone at a children's home, or just the little things that we may take for granted can go a long way, I think, in our country.
That's great advice, Gandhi. Do a little more, be a little more. But this morning's show, Dr. Pinto, the good doctor, is back. Always love when he comes on the show. Actually, Godfrey and I. And he's going to be talking
I got to interview him before. He's
I remember
on
that
point.
interview.
Yeah.
You really enjoyed that. We talked about prostate cancer. And we're also going to be talking about conflict resolution.
Good.
And it's not just a young man problem. It's really a global problem. You know, I saw a video just, you know, this morning again with young girls fighting. It's incredible what we're seeing. But anyway, we're going to be talking about that. And Essence Band is here today.
I love
them. Definitely want to stay tuned for the entire show.
I love
they
them.
Are going to light it up.
They are
amazing.
magic.
Amazing.
They are magic. Yeah. And we also have lots of wonderful people here to talk to us. We have the Red Cross Fair is coming up, and so
next weekend, I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. It's coming up. And we're going to take another look at different exhibits and different things. We got some things, little surprises, you know, that we're going to throw up. It's a Friday, so why not, right?
And why not? You know, it was a little rainy and overcast and a little cool last night. And Godfrey's going to have to tell us if it's going to be like that for the entire weekend.
Oh, but don't
I know
steal,
a lot
don't
of people.
My,
okay, go ahead.
Don't steal. Don't do my do now, Phil.
Go ahead.
Oh, this is my time to shine now. So, of course, we have your Alive Weekend calendar. Make sure to contact us at Bahamas at Sunrise to be a part of it. It fills up very quickly. But all of that, what you said, that's your moment, and more. But first, let's check in with weather. with the Godfrey Burnside, who is being inducted into the Hall of Fame, World Baseball and Softball Confederation. Godfrey Burnside, my man.
First look at
Weather at sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Gandhi. Morning, Bahamas. And Gandhi, anytime you walk in the studio, everybody gets jealous, okay? I love it, I love it, I love it. Anyhow, your first look at weather, we do have that low pressure now to the easterly islands, moving away. It caused some windy conditions and also some showers and thunderstorms across the northwest Bahamas on Wednesday. And now it's moving away from the island, so the wind should start relaxing by late evening into the nighttime hours. High pressure will build across the island, so a lovely weekend start weather-wise. But today, we're looking at partly sunny, breezy, and warm. And yes, we can expect a few showers. The high temperature 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, partly cloudy, a little breezy, still on the mild side. Yet again, you can expect some nighttime showers. Your low temperature go down to 66 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados, 81 and 76. In Jamaica, 76 and 69. In Trinidad, 86 and 75. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 83 and 70. Across North America, Atlanta, 73 and 45. In Raleigh, 72 and 43. In Miami, 79 and 69. Dallas, Texas, 75 and 60. And Toronto, Canada, 44 and 36. As we go into the weekend and early next week, high pressure dominate the feature, so partly sunny skies, warm temperatures. Those winds will fall out to be light winds during the daytime. The temperature daytime will be in the low to mid 80s at daytime and the upper 60s to lower 70s at nighttime. Next cold front, late Tuesday into Wednesday. That puts her up in your first look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. Of course, Gandhi tried to steal my thunder this morning with the Hall of Famer, but you know we love you very much. We are very pleased to have back the good doctor on the show. And he reminded me that prostate cancer is the most common cancer by far of men in the Bahamian society, and maybe that stretches wider throughout the Caribbean. But again, we have Dr. Gregory Pinto, urology care segment here in Bahamas Sunrise. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, Philip.
Yeah, welcome back. Yeah,
good morning. Good morning, Bahamas. Good morning to my daughter, Gia.
All right.
Yes, worldwide prostate cancer.
Okay, so worldwide.
Worldwide.
Okay.
So 1 in 6 men worldwide are going to get prostate cancer in their lifetime. When you look at African or people of Caribbean descent, it's as high as 1 in 5.
Huh.
Unfortunately, Bahamian men have many risk factors just because of demographics. So most of us are of African ancestry.
Okay.
African ancestry is one of the #1 risk factors for prostate cancer. Not only...
Just by nature? I mean, just naturally
There are
speaking?
many studies that have shown it's related to genetics.
Okay.
Not just a risk for developing prostate cancer, but a more aggressive form of prostate cancer and prostate cancer that presents earlier than our other racial counterparts, such as Caucasians. So most Caucasians would develop prostate cancer on an average age of 64 to 66. Men of African ancestry, probably 6 or 7 years earlier. Okay. And when they do develop it, it's a more aggressive form. So we need to be extremely diligent in picking up prostate cancer. There doesn't have to be one Bahamian man who dies of prostate cancer.
Right.
And it's a horrible death. It's not a slow, it's a slow, progressive death that may take 5, 10 years. You're going to have your family suffer through all of that, where you may have kidney failure, you may have metastasis to your bones. It might be even painful just to roll in bed. You may develop paraplegia, where you're going to have spinal cord compression. If we can pick up prostate cancer, the cancer-specific survival is 99% at 5 years, in the high 90s at 10 years. Prostate cancer is one of the most, it's the easiest cancer of all cancers to actually treat. You don't even need surgery. So there's this great fear, everybody's afraid of surgery. You can have radiation. You can have something called HIFU, high intensity focused ultrasound. You can have brachytherapy, putting radioactive seeds into the prostate gland that kills only the prostate cancer cells, leaves the gland intact. That can be done in a 1-hour outpatient procedure, and prostate cancer is cured. So no one needs to be dying of prostate cancer in this modern age of urology. And we need to be more diligent. Bahamians have many more risk factors than Bahamian men. Obesity. There's a landmark study done in Europe by Norwegian urologists that showed they studied 950,000 men. That's a significant pool of men over a period of 21 years. And they found that if you had a body mass index, you were obese, over 30 kilograms per meter squared, you had a 58% greater risk of developing prostate cancer between the ages of 58 and 58. Wow. That's considerable. Alcohol intake is also a risk factor. Studies have shown if you have as many as 7 glasses of wine or beers per week, your risk is maybe 7-fold of developing prostate cancer.
Well,
yes.
Doc, I tell you what, we recently had a conversation on Bahamas at Sunrise in terms of obesity here in the Bahamas, which is higher than it is in the rest of the Caribbean. So you're talking obesity, you're talking alcohol intake. We're not really shy with that either. Yes. And then you're talking genetics.
So even in terms of genetics, we have a high number of women developing breast cancer, and we found that it's related to a gene mutation, BRCA1, BRCA2 gene mutation. The same BRCA1 and 2 gene mutations, more BRCA1 than 2, also puts you at greater risk of developing prostate cancer at an earlier rate and in more aggressive form. So it's just within the gene pool of Bahamians that we have so many risk factors developing prostate cancer. And not just prostate cancer, but a more aggressive, earlier form of prostate cancer.
In terms of detection, you know, does the race make a difference? I mean, you talk about, is it more difficult in terms of biopsies for African American men versus?
Yes, so unfortunately, in terms of biopsies, yes, because prostate cancer is not uniform. You can have a lower stage of prostate cancer at one part of the prostate and a higher stage in another part of the prostate cancer. Studies have shown that in the apical region, where it's more difficult to biopsy, African and African American men and men in the Caribbean have a higher risk of having apical prostate cancer. And many times we underestimate by doing prostate biopsies. So that's where MRI is used. So modern urology uses MRI, 3T MRI. We have that available at Doctors Hospital. We can determine exactly where the lesions are of suspicion, and we can use that information to cognitively do biopsy so we can stage you correctly and we can give you the proper management. You don't even necessarily need surgery, radiation, or even brachytherapy. If we pick up prostate cancer, one of the treatment modalities is active surveillance. We can actively surveil you until it's time to cure you. So and many times you can do 8, 10, 12 years before we need to cure you.
Is this an annual type of surveillance? I mean, when do you start? I mean, we say it all the time.
You need to start at age of 40. If you have first-degree relatives, a father, a brother, or a son who's developed prostate cancer, particularly at an earlier age, you might even start at the age of 35. But per se, you just need to start with the annual PSA blood test at the age of 40 every year.
So we can see that as a part of your annual physicals.
Exactly. I'm proud to announce that I'm going to start minimally invasive laparoscopic radical prostatectomy. So that's minimally invasive prostate cancer surgery for the first time in the Bahamas in April. So you'll have minimal recovery. We're also doing nerve sparing so that the chance of you keeping your erections at the same level preoperatively and postoperatively is extremely high. So you don't need to mortgage your house. You don't need to go to some foreign land to get state-of-the-art minimally invasive surgery. It's going to be available right here in the Bahamas for the first time starting April.
Cool, and you don't have to lose your erection.
Exactly, exactly.
Phones ring off the hook every time you're on the show. For those persons who are watching, how can they contact you?
Well, I have a website. It's easy to remember, urologycarebahamas.com. But my main office is at Centerville Medical Center, which is 68 Collins Avenue and 6th Terrace. And the number there is 326-1929.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Dr. Gregory Pinto, always a pleasure to have him on Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
COB prepared me to be a leader by teaching me to work hard for what I want. I'm the first chief internal auditor at the University of the Bahamas. To me, that's an honor to be able to do that. I feel like I'm giving back to a university that gave me a start in my life. I'm Errol Thompson, and this is my UB.
Apply today at www.up.edu.bs.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want first response on your side, call 321st or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First response can't prevent an accident from happening,
But it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
Welcome back. Cans for Kids is a nonprofit organization based in Nassau that raises funds for schools and youth organizations through recycling of aluminum cans. Here to tell us more is Leslie Williams, Project Manager for Cans for Kids. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning and thank you for having me here.
Yes, so this is such wonderful and refreshing news, recycling. Like you don't hear too many people in the Bahamas talking about cycling, right? Recycling, right?
No, we don't, no, it's not as popular as we wish it to be.
Right, but that is why you're here and we're going to get the word out. Okay, so first of all, tell us about Cans for Kids. How did it come about?
Okay. Cans for Kids, like you said earlier, is a nonprofit organization. Our goal is to promote recycling of aluminum cans throughout the Bahamas. We've been around for almost 20 years or over 20 years. And the idea came about when Miss Virginia McKinney, she saw the need of, she saw all the aluminum cans going into the landfills and thought, you know, let's recycle these cans and let's give back to the community.
And that's a good story, you know, because when we see something, sometimes we just get so frustrated and we talk about it. But it's so good to do something about it. All right, so your goals, of course, are to raise awareness, get people to get involved, and how do we do that?
Okay, so we want to encourage the public. We want to encourage corporate Bahamas to recycle. You can join us on Facebook.
Yes, and a number of other things. Now, I know also too, like in raising awareness, do you all have a program in the schools that encourage young people to do that? Maybe that's something that...
We are almost in every school in Nassau, as well as some of the family islands. We have programs where the schools are collecting their cans and we're compensating them for the cans that they collect.
That is amazing. So you all must collect a lot of cans.
We collect a lot of cans. We like to collect a lot of more cans.
Right.
So we're encouraging the whole Bahamas to recycle their aluminum cans.
Okay, so how can organizations essentially partner with you to do this?
Okay, for the month of March and April, we're calling it our sponsorship month.
Good.
So we're asking organizations, corporate Bahamas, you know, to be a part of our program, help us sponsor our program so we can give back more to our youth programs and schools.
That's true. Yeah, and then also too, like corporate Bahamas can play a role in raising awareness and heightening awareness by posting things on their social media pages and getting their employees to do it and kind of internally spreading the word.
Correct.
So for the month of March, for the month of April, I know you say that that's sponsorship awareness, so they can partner with you and we're going to get your details so people can do that. But also something exciting is happening because this is not just for Nassau. We're encouraging our friends in the family islands as well to get involved.
Yes, and I'm very excited about this partnership. We just partnered with Bahamas Ferries, so they're providing free shipping to our friends in the family islands, our schools, so they can ship free of charge to Nassau.
Okay, well see, that's a good way that a corporate sponsor can get involved and kind of be part of it. If you have like a trucking company, you can help to carry things back and forth. Very good, very good. Now the schools benefit from this program because you, of course, make them aware of recycling, and then other ways, just the programs in the school?
Yes, we have ambassador programs in some of the schools. They recycle their cans. Let me just use St. Anne's for an example.
Right.
They have been strategically placed throughout the school where the students can place their aluminum cans. It's marked throughout the school and they can place their aluminum cans. We collect from them. St. Andrews is another good example. They provided their school as a depot. So the public here as well can go and drop off their aluminum cans.
Right. Okay, so tell us, where are your depots?
Okay, we have 4 depots in Nassau. That will be Bahamas National Trust,
Right.
the Humane Society, Adasha Gardens, and the New Providence Community Center.
Okay, so those are 4 depots, but another way that people can partner is they can become a depot.
And we are encouraging persons to become a depot. We recently signed up Cat Island, so we have 8 depots throughout the whole of Cat Island. We just signed on Saudi Lutra, which is the Kiwanis of Saudi Lutra. So they're going to be providing depots at 8 locations in the whole of South Eleuthera.
That is excellent.
Yeah, that is really, really good. And we're still working with Freeport, so we're trying to get that up and running. But we just recently signed up Buckeye Bahamas, Buckeye Hub Bahamas, and Freeport Grand Bahamas, so they'll be providing a depot there as well.
Oh, yeah, that's excellent. So people who do e-blasts, you can get on board, you can assist. And then, of course, a lot of these organizations like Rotary, Kiwanis, the fraternities and the sororities, that's excellent. Now, how can we reach out to you?
Okay, you can reach out to us by simply visiting our website. You can also email myself, which is Leslie, Lesly, at recycle242.com.
Tell me your website and tell me your name on Facebook.
Okay, our name on Facebook is Cans for Kids 242. Our website is recycle242.com.
Recycle242.com.
Correct.
And you encourage people to go through that route rather than call.
You can call or email. I'm pretty good with emails. I answer as soon as I can.
Okay.
Like I said, I'll give my email address. It's Leslie, Lesly, at recycle242.com.
At recycle242.com. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing this information with us. And I hope that we all recycle so that we can have a cleaner, better Bahamas, and it's so much better for our environment. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Bahamas at Sunrise. We will be back right after this.
Allied Supply has everything you need under one roof. Our bath and plumbing department has urinals, toilets, basins, pumps, heaters, tanks, and all the parts and accessories you need. Check out our electrical department for pipes, roughing parts, and so much more. Visit our lumber section for plywood, roofing materials, rocks, sand, and cement. We also carry garden supplies, doors and locks, power tools, a variety of pipes, and so much more. Pipe cutting and threading services are available. Allied Supply, quality is our first consideration.
Wait, that's Omar Little from The Wire. You think everyone is Omar from The Wire?
Wow, it's really nice to meet a fan.
It's like he's right here. Are you telling you he's been on all type of shows and stuff?
And you know, Rev Go Play plays a lot of good movies and TV shows.
Excuse me, can't you see we're watching something else? Rude.
Settle all your pop culture disputes with Rev Go Play. Watch, record, and stream all your favorite shows wherever you are. Free for all Rev TV subscribers. Rev, you and us together.
I'm Jennifer Baston, Group Sales and Marketing Manager for Bahamas Air, and it's my pleasure to invite you to experience Houston. From out-of-the-world excitement at Space Center's Houston, the gateway to NASA's mission control, to the over 10,000 restaurants representing cuisine from more than 70 countries. Houston has it all. Come, experience Houston with direct service on Bahamas Air. For more information on flight and packages, visit bahamasair.com.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Of course, we've already started this conversation. It's a deep one. It's an emotional one. It's an angering one, but we're very pleased to have joining us Dr. Carlos Reed, pastor of Kingdom Summit Ministries, joined by Omar Thompson, United Against Crime. Gentlemen, I could just throw this script away because, you know, this morning, once again, we're having this conversation relative to crime, relative to murder, relative to death. Just the struggle, but we're talking about conflict resolution. And even before we got started, you guys were saying, listen, there's a war out there. You know, you have gangs out there. People are forced to choose sides. How did we get here? And I know we don't even have enough time, right? But how did we get to this point, and how are we going to get ourselves out?
You know, one of the things, we always been a reactive society rather than a proactive one. We've been in denial for so long. When the drug epidemic became an issue, we denied the fact that we had a problem until it became an epidemic, and then we start scrapping all over the place to see how we can deal with it. It's the same thing when the AIDS came up, and then it's the same thing now with the gangs. In 1995, our organization, Youth Against Violence, echoed a call that, look, if something was not done, that we was going to find ourselves in the dilemma. We went down to Chicago, we studied this gang culture. We came back and we told the authorities, the police, we got to get a grip on this now. They said we don't have a gang problem. Now the roosters come home to roost, you know.
Okay, so we got turf issues. I mean, not just in the Bahamas, around the world. I mean, you look in the Middle East, you look, I mean, conflict starts with land, I should say, and regions and territory. Omar, okay, that's the genesis, kind of, for locally in the Bahamas. We saw it really get out of hand in the 80s in terms of drugs, et cetera. But bring it to today, right? And what's happening within our school systems in particular. How did it get there?
Well, I mean, it first starts with, you know, we got to go back to biblical terms. You know, this is really that's the Bible being fermented, you know, per se, because it's saying, like, more or less it's the last days, per se, and men will become lovers of themselves more than lovers of God. And what it really is now is, you know, even I had a thing the other day, we went and gave some books down to BTVI, which is I think is totally important reading. You know, I know I'm getting to the reason you, the question you asked. The children now are like the microwave society now, where they want things happen like yesterday. I feel as though reading is basically a part of the understanding of a child, the understanding of a family, and everyone wants it to happen now. We go back to the cell phone system. You know, you put in, you want to, let's say, put read. You just put R and read comes through. Right. So everything is happening so fast, and that's the same process was happening in the school. Dr. Reed and I went and, you know, for the last couple of days we were checking both of the parents, the one, you know, the families the one whose son died, and then the one who was accused of it. Right. You had different stories, but it was a more, you know, understanding of trying to find out the reasons why. And sometimes it's not the lack of love from the parents. Right. It's not a lack of trying from the teachers. Right. But it's a combination. It takes, again, a village to grow a child. Right. And we have to get back, you know, to the process of saying, look here, man, we have to work together to try and change the way the child is thinking. Because now we let them walk past us, not saying good morning. We let them do their own things. Right.
And that's exactly what I really wanted to kind of get to. I mean, we understand the situation. We have a little bit of context in terms of the history, et cetera. And it's real today. Right? How do we solve this?
The thing is, we got to go back to basics. When we look at our educational system, it don't teach us about who we are as people. We hear about all of the Incas, the Mayas, the Caribs, but we never hear about the chocolate man. See, I can never become who I don't know. So we need to be able to make sure that when our kids go to school, they can answer that question, who am I? Why am I here? What can I do? Where am I going? The basic fundamental principles that make us have that self-esteem, self-respect. These kids are emulating what they're seeing in their communities. They're trying to become what they're seeing on the television. And we all did it. When we were growing up, it was bad man. We would take our mummy sheet and go up on the roof and jump down. Ta-na-na-na-na-na-na. You see what I'm saying? So they're emulating what their superheroes are. We got to change that picture of who the superheroes are.
Yeah. Omar, you want to add to that? That's a very powerful point.
It is. It is definitely. And, you know, I smiled at it because, you know, my organization, per se, UAC, United Against Crime, was formed under the same premise, where we had guys who was involved in gangs, etc., in the 80s, 90s, whatever. And now Dr. Reed said something, the chicken has come home to roost, yeah? What is really happening is the young guys are now they're trying to mimic things that maybe we did, Dr. Reed did, you did. And it's different levels to gangsterism, you know. You don't have to always be that's black. It could be into white, it could be the red, etc. But it's the same thing, to control, to be able, because you don't need a degree to be a gangster. No. It's just so simple. Just go ahead and do it. Just pull a trigger. It's a mind thing, you know. And if we can reform these guys' mind into thinking that they're somebody, to look at their identity and say, listen, this is how I want to be, you know. Just say this morning, you know. Everyone here looks nice. You step in the mirror, you want to say, what would I put on? Or how would I look? Young fellas, especially females also, because they always do it, you know, but we have to have that confidence in ourselves to say, look, this is how I want to be. That's how I'm going to be comfortable speaking to Julian. You see?
We'll end with you, Carlos. What's the message, right? What's the quick, short, powerful message for persons who are watching this morning relative to where we are as a nation and where it is we need to go?
As a nation, if we don't take this bull by the horn, we're in some serious trouble, because our schools are now breeding grounds for this anti-social culture we call gangs. Gangs in almost every one of our schools. We got to be able to deal with this issue and stop pretending that we could put our head in the sand like the ostrich and pretend that it's going to go away, because it ain't going to go away. While planning for economic stability, we have left a gaping hole in our social development, and we need to be able to deal with that. It's three different ways that we could deal with it. We got to deal with prevention, intervention, and rehabilitation. Violence is a disease, and we got to treat it as such. If we don't treat it as such, we'll never beat it. And for those that are watching, you got little young people watching. Look at, man, you're king sons, man. You're king daughters. You don't have to be a MA or a order to be important. God created you with in his likeness and with his image. He created you to be somebody. You don't have to try to be who you're not to be able to be important. Look at brothers like us. We already been through that situations. We're telling you this morning that you don't have to make the same mistakes what we make. Somebody once said that a smart man learned from a dumb man mistake. But a wise man learned from a smart man mistake.
Absolutely. Listen, Dr. Carlos Reed, pastor, Kingdom Summit Ministries, and Omar Thompson. Very nice meeting you. United Against Crime. Gents, I'm sure we're going to continue this conversation, but you're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Hi, I am Leslie, Project Manager for Cans for Kids. Cans for Kids is a non-profit organization whose aim is to promote recycling of aluminum cans in the Bahamas. We were formed over 20 years ago as a result of all the aluminum cans being discarded in our local landfill. Did you know recycling aluminum saves 95% of the energy that is required to make cans from virgin bauxite ore? Cans for Kids needs your assistance. Help our local youth programs and schools by sponsoring any of our various initiatives, or by simply saving your cans and dropping them off at any of our depots. How do you recycle?
In the past, I've had a lot of issues with service, data service, drop calls. I was encouraged by a very close friend of mine to make the switch, and in doing so, my service has been impeccable. The data is very fast, it doesn't spool, it doesn't take long to load, so everything works beautifully. I like to know what my bills are, and it's important that I'm able to simply just pick up my phone and know what my bill is. The front line for the Valley Boys is comprised of about 200 members, It's very important because to be a successful leader, I need to be able to efficiently and consistently communicate with them. It works that way. It's beautiful. The data that you guys provide is flawless. I'm John Williams, and I believe in best.
So who really own a Nassau container port?
Boss, that's easy. The government.
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
I do.
I do. And one day, he will too.
I do. Knock knock.
Here at the Nassau Container Port, we've diversified our ownership to give hardworking Bahamians a piece of the economic pie. And we'll continue to grow so that we can give you a consistent return on your investment. That's our promise.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the midway point of another good show, Gandhi.
It's a powerful day.
Yeah, powerful day.
Yeah.
This is powerful, right? But, you know, the conversation we just finished, conversation we just finished with Carlos Reed and Omar Thompson. You know, I really get passionate about this because it involves our future. I mean, it involves literally the future of the Commonwealth of Bahamas when we start talking about where we are as a nation with our children.
Prevention, intervention, and innovation. And we have to get creative. I know we always say back to basics. That's very important, the fundamentals and the core, but we just really have to care and be intentional about it. And don't be afraid to talk to this person or that person. He may be one particular way when confronted with a particular issue, but when confronted with love, you know, these kids are, I mean, I've been in the inner cities with Omar, you know. I've been there, and I've seen it, and I've seen the people through Hay Street, and I've seen so many different things, and they just want that love and that time and attention.
I think that's what we all want. We definitely all want that. But we've got... You love Godfrey, man.
That's
I mean,
so
listen.
sweet.
Well, listen, we've got more to come here on Bahamas at Sunrise.
We do. We are going to talk with the beautiful Caroline Turquoise, and we're going to talk about the Red Cross Fair. 78 years.
Here again. 78 years?
Yes. Wow, okay. And Cans for Kids, I was just so excited to hear about that. And one of their biggest partners is Coca-Cola, and they partnered with the RIU and the Scotia Banks. And so it's good to hear that. I wasn't aware of that. So now I have to be intentional once again. That's the word of the day.
Okay, that is definitely the word of the day. Essence Band is going to be performing here this morning in Bahamas at Sunrise, and they're going to tell you all about what they're going to be doing over the summer, of course, Mavs as well. So Victor and crew, can't wait. But again, we're going to take a second look with weather.
You have your moment.
I can say it? Okay.
Go ahead.
Second look, weather at Sunrise with Godfrey Burnside. Is going to let us know what's happening this weekend. I know a lot of people are very concerned about tomorrow night.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Phil. Morning, Bahamas. Yes, second look at weather at Sunrise. We do have that low pressure system, East Island, moving away. So therefore, those winds are dropping off sometime later this evening into the nighttime hours. Still have that caution posted over the islands, though. And we do expect a high pressure to build behind that system throughout the weekend. So a nice looking weekend in store weather-wise. But first, we must say to small craft operators and to swimmers to exercise extreme caution because of hazardous sea conditions and also the high risk of rip currents over the next 24 to 36 hours. In your marine forecast, winds today blowing northeasterly at 15-20 north seas, 4 to 7 feet, but those seas could be up to 10 to 12 feet in those swells. Variable at 10 knots or less, seas less than 3 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Then on Saturday, those winds are northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet over northwest Bahamas. Variable at 10 knots or less, seas less than 3 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Sunday, those winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet in northwest Bahamas, continuing variable at 10 knots or less, seas less than 3 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Your tides. You can expect a low tide at 9:05 this morning. Next high tide at 2:58 this afternoon. Low again tonight at 9:05. Sunset 7:23 this evening. Rises more at 7:04. UV index 7. Your water temperature 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase last quarter. Extended look. High pressure builds across the island, so a lovely weekend in store weather-wise. Even for that concert tomorrow night. Partly sunny skies, warm temperatures. Temperature daytime will be in the mid-80s, at nighttime in the upper 60s or 70s. And there's a slight chance of 1 or 2 passing showers. That puts you up in your fun look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. The 78th edition of the annual Red Cross is here, and it's going to be at Clifford Park next weekend, April 6th and 7th. Very pleased to have the Director General, the lady herself, Caroline Turnquest, Bahamas Red Cross, joining us this morning. Good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning, Phil, and good morning, Bahamas, and thank you for having me.
Always look so lovely.
Thank you.
Always look lovely. So it's moved to Clifford Park. Let's start there.
Yes, it's almost showtime.
Okay.
Next weekend,
1 week.
April 6th and 7th. And yes, we've changed the venue. We have reimagined the Red Cross Fair.
Okay.
We decided to just take it completely out of the box and do some things, to do things differently, to see if we'll get a different result.
Different result. Is that a bigger venue compared to?
It is.
Okay.
It is a bigger venue. Right. It's spaced out. We have over 200 booths.
Wow.
And we're expecting lots and lots of people, because you know the funds from this event actually funds our feeding programs, the Meals on Wheels. We have the after-school program. We have our CPR training. And so the funds from this is very, very important to us.
Absolutely. And of course, the movement continues, obviously.
Yes.
What else is new that's happening besides the venue for this?
Oh, the various vendors. We have the likes of Cheesecake Heaven. Yeah. We have Contiguity. We have the Jamaican section. Yeah. We have the Haitian, bringing the Creole food. Yeah. So there are lots and lots of different. And we have as well, we have a concert on that Saturday night with a real good lineup with Dyson Knight, Gino Dees, the Novia Pair. We have a number.
Right?
We did it on a smaller scale at Dublin House, but this year we really extended it. Right. And then on Sunday, of course, there's the gospel concert, and the headliner for that is none other than the singing prophet.
Oh, yeah.
Bishop Lawrence Rowe.
That should be exciting.
Along with Shabak and, a number of the other artists that, too numerous to mention. But we plan to have a very good time. Okay. We're giving persons value for their money. Okay. Of course, we had to raise the entrance fee. So we're now at $10 for adults and $5 for children. But of course, it goes to a good cause. Right. So
you mentioned zones. So
of course, we have the kids zone. We have the kids zone with all of the rides, etc. The pony ride, and we also have what we call grownish. Yeah, okay. The grownish. They don't want to be with the kids.
You don't want to say the old section.
The little ones, right? No, the grownish is the teens.
The teens.
The teens up to and then we have the adult zone. And so in the grownish, we'll have things like the laser tag. We'll have the paintball. And then of course they're having a teen fete. Okay. And a lot of them are very excited about that.
All right. We obviously you have the cultural influences of music.
Yes.
Whether it's Junkanoo, of course, Carnival is,
Of course, we're having a Junkanoo Expo.
Yeah, okay.
And of course, I cannot not mention one of our platinum sponsors. We have 2 platinum sponsors, and that's Sun Cash and Ministry of Tourism. Okay. Ministry of Tourism has a whole section on just culture. We have the boat building, we have the antique car show. Tourism is bringing the tourists, and they have a whole cultural village there for them to experience.
Well, that's a big thing too. Clifford Park, of course, is right across the street from our park. Yes. I always felt as though that entire area, Ed Fields used to talk about this a lot too, that whole area should be kind of our festival area, for lack of a better word. So we're doing a new thing. We got a new venue. We have over 200
plus vendors.
Over 2 days. We have concerts. Talk a little bit about the Bahamas Red Cross really quickly. It's been 78 years of doing this.
78 years. As a matter of fact, it's more than that if you're counting when we under the British Red Cross. But of course, we are known to be one of the first responders in disasters. Yeah. But we also, on a day-to-day basis, persons will come and get assistance with when they need it. And we do a number of things. We, like I mentioned before, the after-school program where we look after children, help them with their homework, etc. As well as we provide ambulance services for walkabouts and fun and run walks, etc. But the Bahamas Red Cross, there's so much to us, so many facets to us, because what we do is we network, and we have quite a number of partners that we tap into.
I was about to say, and of course anybody can support the Red Cross, and you don't have to wait, until a particular time or a particular day.
Yes, of course.
So you can just walk in.
Yes.
Yeah. So where are you located?
We are located on John F. Kennedy Drive, and our numbers are 323-7370 or 1. And of course, we have our website, bahamasredcross.org. And if you want to reach me, you can reach me at redcross@bahamas.net.bs. But like you said, we have a membership group. We have persons that pay membership fee every year. And so there are quite a number of things. We have a strong volunteer group. And of course, we're counting on them for this particular event as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would imagine. So, so again, give us the details, the date, the time, when the doors open, the ticket prices.
Yes. Okay. It's April 6th and 7th. Yeah. Clifford Park. Doors open on Saturday at 12, on Sunday at 2. We have partnered with Suncash, our platinum sponsor. And so now you can go and buy your tickets online. So you don't have to wait to stand in line. So go online.
Get it on your phone.
Yes, and put the app on your phone. Or you can go to any Suncash outlets. There are quite a number of them around the country. So you can go and purchase our tickets prior to that. And so we're going for a cashless environment.
Excellent.
As best as we can on those 2 days.
All right, we've been with the Director General of the Red Cross, Caroline Turnquest, talking about the 78th edition coming in next week in April 6th and 7th. Watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Sunrise. This is your boy Sovereign with your live weekend calendar. Paradise Production presents All-White Buju Banton Welcome Back Party, featuring Waggy T, Stone Love, Culture Shock, Extra Large, and Stutter. Friday, March 29th, Fort Charlotte, 7 p.m. until. Join the competitions, food, beverage, arts, and grilling. Beer Fest Bahamas Rhythm and Brews. Saturday, March 30th and Sunday, March 31st, Botanical Gardens, 12 noon until. 17th Annual Spring Festival of the Eastern Communities. Saturday, March 30th, Holly Road Park. Winton Meadows, 12 noon to 12 midnight. Paradise Production presents Buju Banton Long Walk to Freedom Tour, featuring Buju Banton, Kodak Black, Lil Duval, DeVito, and more. Saturday, March 30th, Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. Doors open at 6 p.m., showtime 8 p.m. Buttons Formal Wear presents the 31st Annual Bahamas Bridal Show. Sunday, March 31st, Grand Hyatt Bahamar, 2 p.m. That's your live weekend calendar. To have your event posted on the calendar, please don't hesitate to email kalbury@tclbahamas.com. Alive. Believe in best.
Hi, and welcome to Kidney Health. People starting dialysis usually have a lot of questions, such as, how will dialysis affect my life? Beginning dialysis is a big step in a person's life. Along with your questions and concerns, you may experience a wide range of emotions when you start dialysis. All of those feelings are natural. It may be a relief to know that many people who are beginning dialysis have similar feelings. Starting isn't easy, but with the right tools, support, and attitude, you can take control of this new chapter in your life. In time, you will become familiar with dialysis and know what to expect, so it will become a part of your routine. So, what is life like on dialysis? It can take a lot of time and is sometimes tiring, but it will become part of your weekly routine. Most people on dialysis get 3 treatments per week, and each treatment lasts about 4 hours. Over time, you will start to feel better. At first, your treatments might make you tired. However, as time goes by, your body should adjust to the treatments and you should start to feel better. Some dialysis patients even feel ready to go back to work or school after starting treatment. With dialysis, your life choices become even more important. You'll be able to travel, but you will need to inform your healthcare team to help with arrangements for dialysis at another clinic. Here are 5 things you can do to help keep your dialysis and your health on track. Go to all your treatments, stick to your diet, take all your medications as directed, stay active socially and physically, and talk openly with your healthcare team. You are the most important member of your dialysis care and team, and you and your healthcare team will work together to keep you healthy. Your family and friends may also play a role in helping you take good care of yourself. In short, others will be there for you along the way. But remember, good dialysis health starts with you and the choices you make.
WTO memberships will bring benefits to the Bahamas. These benefits include increased economic growth and development, increased opportunities for Bahamian exports, higher employment, better income for Bahamian workers, lower cost of living for Bahamian consumers, increased choices for Bahamian consumers, modernization in government services, and better relations with trade partners. These benefits, combined with progressive planning and execution by our private and public sectors, will produce a better life for Bahamians.
And welcome back. Here we are in this studio, and I am under strict discipline with Shelly Moss and Chris Tucker, but that's all right. We're going to break a little bit of the rules today because my favorite band is in the building. We have the Essence Band, and yes, I love it. And they perform at the Jazz Bar at the Grand Hyatt Bahamas, and today they're going to wow us with their amazing talent. So we've got Carissa Smith on vocals, and we have Toriano Barrett. Did I say that right? On saxophone. And he also plays the harmonica.
He does.
Yes. Absolutely amazing. Victor Johnson on keys. He's like a show off now. And we also have Jermaine Taylor on drums. Happy birthday to you. And let's shout out the sound tech.
And Luke Cayley.
Okay, so everybody's here bright and early. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you for having us.
So let's get started. You all have amazing chemistry and this synergy. How did it all get started?
Well, basically, we started off in a band that was created in COB, now University of the Bahamas. And then eventually we branched off and became the Essence Band. And we expanded and we added our birthday boy over here. Right. One of the best drummers in this country. So we're just really blessed and honored. And we're honestly a family, and it's why we have so much good chemistry. So I'm just honored to be here.
You guys, I mean, for the person who has eclectic taste in music, you do a little bit of everything, but you categorize yourself as jazz fusion. What does that mean?
Well, okay. So playing at the Jazz Bar, you know, it's a jazz bar.
Right.
We don't want people to get bored of just old swing jazz and stuff like that. So we try to infuse every genre that we can in the music so everyone feels comfortable. You know, we got country, we got reggae. We actually released a Buju Banton cover. Shout out to all the Buju lovers. Check that out on Facebook and IG. So you can check that out. It's a jazz infused.
Which one? Which song? Which song?
You got to check it out for yourself. I'm not going to give it away. Sorry.
Okay, so how can we find you on Facebook?
Essence Band. Just search Essence Band, or you can find us on IG at Essence Band 242.
Essence Band 242. And when do you perform at the Blue Note? I already know this answer.
Of course you
do. To this
You're
question.
You're there
at the
bothering
Jazz
us
Bar.
every week. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays and Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. and Fridays from 9 to 1.
So if you're watching this today, it's a Friday. Check them out tonight. But if you're watching the rebroadcast on Saturday, then you'll have to catch them on Monday. I love it. Okay, so what can we expect now? You think I didn't do my research from Mavs this summer? You're doing great
things. This is the
musicians.
Mavs Entertainment segment.
Tell them what it means quickly.
All right, so Mavs stands for Musicians, Artists, and Vocalists Showcase. And what you can expect this year is the same, actually a higher level of local talent being featured during this year's festival. It's August 4th, so come out, hang out with us. Follow us on Facebook as well, Mavs, M-A-V-S.
Yeah. So Mavs and then Essence Band, and I'm sure that there'll be some cross-promotion. So you perform Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but you perform outside of that as well, too?
We do.
Okay, so
private corporate events.
Essence Band, we'll look y'all up. All right. So I am just going to shimmy on over to the side, and I will let you all take it away.
Thank you so much.
Here they are, ladies and gentlemen, the Essence Band. Enjoy.
Whenever it rains, I feel this way. A little something to get me through this day. Give me a little of that. No time for that. It's gonna be a good thing, yeah. Serene but in need to feeling free. I'm letting go and letting on my feet. Brush the dirt off my back. No time for that. It's gonna be a good thing, yeah. People believe the saying is true. Whatever will be will forever do. Whatever the cost, I'll pay it full. Ain't got nothing to do with you. Ooh, ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ooh, ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ooh, ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ooh, ba-da-ba-da-ba. Hey, Bahama, hey, Bahama, everybody's out there on the dock doing what they call Bahama. Hey, oh yeah, Bahama. Early in the morning, late at night, and the mind is happy, no one's upset. Early in the morning, late at night, everybody's happy, no one's upset. Hey, oh yeah, I'm alright. Hey, oh yeah, I'm alright. Hey, oh yeah, I'm alright.
One thing, two things, blue thing, all things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
How are we making Rev work wonders for you? We are doing it together. You told us what you want, and we've heard you. Want faster broadband? How about speeds up to 1 gigabit per second? Want shorter house calls? 2 hours max. We promise. Want to take your entertainment anywhere? Well, your Rev Go Play app is here. Rev, we've heard you. You speak, we listen. Rev, you and us together.
Bahama Rock.
Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of Bahamas at Sunrise. Gandhi is doing her best for us.
I am channeling it.
But there is
I need it all weekend, all the vibes, all weekend, and I hope that you take these good vibes with you wherever you go, whatever you do.
Well, listen, your birthday month is coming up, so I'm going to wish you an early
Thank
happy
you.
birthday.
I need it.
And enjoy it next week.
I will.
Listen,
I'll start
Essence, thank you so much, man. This is just amazing. We're going to actually close the show with them doing their thing. And
I want to see you do it. The Essence. Right hand.
Oh, right. All right. You all have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, team. You're awesome as usual.
Giant one about someone you love before me. I see your skin, I'm convinced by what I've tried to say, that I get yours and nothing will take me away. You already know, I'll sing it again. I love you, baby, nothing will take me away. You already know, I'll sing it again. I love you, baby, nothing will take me away. The way you always call me with some questions and that trying to pretend you didn't call me just cause I was on your mind. Too soon for you to say out loud, but I know you love me, although you don't see it already show. You already know, I'll sing it again. I love you, baby, nothing will take me away. You already know, I'll sing it again. I love you, baby, nothing will take me away. You already know, I'll sing it again. I love you, baby, nothing will take me away. You already know, I'll sing it again. I love you, baby, nothing will take me away. The way you always open up, it's not a boy, it's just what I was looking for. But you keep your head in the sand. Whether you love me for me, then there's nothing like me. Nothing